Yo guys, welcome to my Expedition first weekend impressions video. In this video I'm going to go over how my first weekend went in Expedition League. Gonna give my thoughts on it and then go over my build a little bit and show you guys what I have in mind for my build since my Archmage build got gutted. Stay tuned to see how my weekend went. For the first part of the video, I'm going to talk about how my Expedition League first weekend went. I'll just have some gameplay footage in the background so you guys can see my build, so when I get to the part where I talk about my build, you can already see what it's like in action. I've been enjoying the league so far. I'm glad it's not like one of those leagues where you just click on something and a whole bunch of monsters spew out like Ultimatum or Ritual was. I like the fact that if you like detonate the nodes in like a chain, it will like buff all the monsters and then give you more rewards and stuff. It took me a little bit to figure that out, but once I did, the like leveling experience going through the story was pretty good. Like you can just grab an EXP node and then daisy chain them all, and then they'd all get like 80% EXP and your levels would just fly up on these. Utilizing the league mechanic, I never really had to stop anywhere and get a couple extra levels like blood aqueducts or anything, so it was just nice to cruise through the main game. I learned the hard way how much you can really screw yourself though with the daisy chain thing. On my first like expedition map, I hit monsters were immune to physical damage at the beginning, and I couldn't do the map because that's all I did was physical damage. So I screwed myself pretty good. I was just like running around trying to collect all the chests while having a herd of monsters like follow me around. It kind of sucked and it kind of ruined the experience a little bit. As I mentioned in my little first impressions video, I wasn't sure if I was going to like the physical immunities, and I don't like them, to be honest, because if you accidentally hit one of the physical immune things with one of your bombs, then you're kind of screwed. Like if you misclick or something and you can't like go back before you detonate the thing, which I think would be a nice little quality of life if it's like, whoops, I didn't mean to put it there, can I delete that one and then move it? That would be kind of nice, but I don't know if they'll put that in or not. But when it came to the immunities, I think it would have been a better idea to be like monsters are like 85% resistant to whatever element or physical damage and have it so you can't like lower the resist to it or something. It'll just always have it, so that would mean that a physical build or whatever can kill it, but it would take forever and it will be a lot harder as well. I think that would be better than what it is now, is it's like, oh, I'm a physical build, this makes everything immune to physical, not even gonna touch it. I'm also not the biggest fan of all the currency items either, especially like how much space some of them take up in your inventory. Like if you do a map and then get a bunch of 6 sockets, let's say like 3 or 4 of them, you have to kind of play Tetris in your inventory to pick up all the currency items that drop in the expeditions as well. So instead of playing the game, you're just standing there rearranging your inventory so you can pick up everything. I find that really takes you out of the immersion of the game. But instead of just complaining about it, I have a couple solutions that I think would work, but it's not up to me to put these in. So for solution number 1, have each currency item only take up 1 square instead of 2 or 4. This will make it so you don't have to spend time rearranging your inventory. As long as you have 1 square in your inventory, you're good. My second solution would be is if you pick up all the currency items, it goes straight into your expedition stash instead of in your inventory. That will make it so you don't have to worry about the inventory thing, and also you'd still have to click on everything to pick it up. I think that's what GGG wants, because I know they frown away from doing the whole auto pickup thing outside of like Metamorph League. I found with leveling, this league was really good. I found that I got like a lot of upgrades as I was leveling. I never had to trade for new weapons, and then even when I got to maps, my resists were still maxed, so I didn't even have to trade for gear for that. Usually I have to trade for quite a bit, but this time it was pretty good, so I can save up for like a weapon and a helmet and stuff. The build I've been using is I wanted to try out some Earthquake Totem builds, and I use Ancestral War Chief as well for the damage buff, and it does still pretty good damage as well. The fact that I can use a two-handed weapon will allow me to 6-link both, but I'll go over my build really quick and show you guys how it's coming. Alrighty guys, I am going to go over my build real quick just to show you guys where I'm at. So I'm currently level 73. I'm a Earthquake Totem Ancestral War Chief build as a chieftain. So for my gear, I'm only running 2 4-links right now, but for my weapon I have this. We found this from the Act 9 Syndicate. That's what it was, Act 9 Syndicate, which was pretty good, and then we rolled the double damage thing on it, and then I crafted on the fizz damage. This thing's carrying me pretty hard right now. I want to eventually get a better weapon, but for now, this will take me into yellow maps for sure. So I just have Leap Slam, faster attacks, and Fortify, and then Blood and Sand. I'm going to have like a fairly defensive character, hopefully at the end, that does decent damage. I'm hoping I can boss with this guy, but we'll see. For my gloves, they're really bad, but just gives me life, resist, and damage. I have Enduring Cry and Pride in here. My belt is just resist and damage, or yeah, a little bit of damage, I guess, and some life. Not that good, but it's enough to get me in the maps. My boots are pretty bad. I can definitely upgrade those eventually. But I have Ruthless with Earthquake, Earthbreaker, and Pulverize. It does pretty good. And then my chest, just pretty bad too, but pretty basic. Just wanted life and resist. That's all I'm looking for to get into maps. Pulverize, Multi-Totem, Ancestral Warchief, and Brutality. You're going to want Multi-Totem with Ancestral Warchief because by default you can only have 2 totems. So this will allow you to summon 2 Warchiefs, and then I can summon my other 2. So the Warchief totems will give me a massive buff because it has the more damage. Where is it here? So 16% more damage with them up, and then you have the Chieftain node that gives you 100% increased buff effect from those, so that puts it up to 32. And then you get this node as well, which gives you 50% increase more. I don't want to math. I think it's 8, so 40. I'm probably wrong, but maybe I'm right. I don't know. It's too early in the morning to math. So that essentially gives you another link for here. My rings are just resist and life, like everything else. Try to get fizz damage where I can. So I'm eventually going to be all fizz damage. This is really bad. Like, it doesn't even have life. I should probably maybe craft it on there just to give me over 5k. Helmet's just life and a resist. My flasks are really bad. Colossal, Hollowed, Quicksilver Flask with the massively nerfed movement speed thing, which bummed me out a little bit. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. And then I only need 1 mana flask, but right now I have to run a mana flask because my totems cost 39 mana for that one, 31 mana for that. So they're a little bit out there. So for where I'm at on the tree right now, I'll go over here and then I'll show you guys my path of building. I pretty much just picked up life and some damage. I'm eventually going to go all endurance charges with this guy using Maven's Belt, so I'll have my triple damage every once in a while. So for my normal lab, I went here just to give me some more damage and a little bit more defense. The totems are immune to fire damage. They do increase damage when they're near monsters, and then they give you AoE and stuff. It's pretty good. Then I went here because it's just, you get your multi-totem shortly after the first one, and then this will just help you give more damage and then more defense as well. And then I went here as I found it would make gearing easier to get into maps, which helped, and then a little more defense. And then for my last node, I'm probably going to go up here so I can keep my endurance charge supply up, because I want to keep them full for Maven's Belt, because what Maven's Belt does is it turns your endurance charges into brutal charges, and for every brutal charge you have, you get 3% increased chance to do triple damage. So that's kind of like how I'm going to stack that. When I leveled, I just came out through here, and then I just rushed double totem. I was there at the end of Act 2, I think. And then I went down here and got Resolute Technique. And then I just picked up a bunch of life nodes. So I think I got this wheel, went and got this. Then got Call to Arms. Then I went up here and grabbed the Templar stuff. And then got the AoE, grabbed this life too. Then I went and grabbed this totem thing just so I can have more damage. Because at this time I was like, alright, my life was around like 1500 to 2000. That's good enough for me for normal Katava. So I was like, I'll just get some more damage. So I went and got damage. And then I got life nodes again, I think. I got this wheel, this little bit as well for damage. And then got a couple more life nodes. Then got this wheel, and then now I grabbed this one recently, this. And then I went and got Imbalanced Guard, because that's one of my defensive layers. Like, I'm going to have some armor, but not a lot. So this This will give me some more armor, which will help with mitigation, plus a lot of the damage that I'm planning on mitigating is through damage taken as fire. So hopefully with those two that it would help me with physical damage a lot. And that's pretty much where I'm at with my build so far. I just got this jewel socket. I'm going to be getting totems can't be stunned, because my totems attack so slow that if they get stunned, then it's quite a big DPS loss. So I'm going to get that jewel for now, and then I'm eventually going to get a corrupted one that will make me immune to corrupted blood. It's not really that big of a deal as a totem build. You're not hitting, but at the same time, you're leap slamming around trying to keep your fortify up. So you're going to get some corrupting blood. It's just another defensive layer. That's more of like a kind of min-maxy, but that jewel should only be like at maximum a chaos. Like, I don't expect it to be any more than a chaos. So that's what I have with my build so far, and then I'll jump over to Path of Building real quick and show you guys what I have planned for that. So when it comes to my Path of Building, I'll show you guys what I have planned for the build. So at the moment with the Aftershock, apparently there's an update, I'll get that after, but the average damage is close to 1 million with the Aftershock. And then I don't know why it's calculating bleeds. I don't have bleed in my build, but yeah, so it'd be almost 1 million with 2 totems for the Aftershock, and then the initial impact is 400,000. So it's pretty good. It's like almost 1.5 million per totem, but obviously this isn't it's what it, don't think I have it as a boss. Yeah, let's put that serious. So it's still pretty good. Hopefully that'll work. So with those 2 totems up, and then my War Chief totems, I'm not sure how much they will do. But yeah, so it's like an extra 500,000 DPS. That's with some pretty crazy gear though. I'm probably going to use this weapon. I have no idea how to pronounce it, so I'll just show it up here for a minute, because the fact is it gets an extra gem socket as well. And it's good and slow, because I want my weapon to not attack faster than 1.2. Or on here it would be, yeah, 1.2 on here, I think. So I want it to attack every 1.2 seconds. Because the helmet enchant I'm using is, where is it? I'm using the Earthquake one that for every second duration, it will add 8% increased damage. And then with one of my skills with Earthquake here, I forget which one it is. Oh, it might be this one too. Yeah, so Anomalous Earthquake gives you 60% increased damage, but increased skill effect duration. So essentially with that helmet enchant, I'm going to be getting like close to 100% increased damage. I think it's 96 to be exact, instead of like the 40% increased damage from the normal Earthquake enchant. So that's pretty good. So you want like a nice slow weapon, because I don't want I want it so every time my totems attack, that it's going to proc the Earthquake. If it's a little bit too fast, then you're going to have like a normal attack with the Earthquake proc, and then it's going to be a normal attack without it, and then the next one, and you're going to lose a lot of damage that way. So I want to try to keep it that way. So for the tree, it's pretty close to what I have now. I have an axe right now instead of a mace. But I'm getting this wheel up here to get a little bit of overwhelms. I'm not impale or anything. And then just some, I think these give so AoE here. So more AoE the better. It's kind of nice with the totems. You can just put it right in the middle of a pack. It's going to smack and then kill everything around, or not kill everything, but hit everything around it. Just kind of nice, so I just want more AoE. It sucks that this is AoE if you stun an enemy recently, so that doesn't mean anything for us, because our totems are doing the stunning and not us. And then I'm just over here. Nothing too crazy. I don't know if my totems are going to stun a lot, but if they do, then the Call Strike would be nice. But it's just a bunch of attack speed and area of effect and stuff. But more AoE the better. What else do we got here that I didn't get into the in-game part? I think that's pretty much it. I'm not going to use the this jewel for ground slams. I wasn't sure if I was going to use ground slam or earthquake, so that's why I have both of them on here. I'll put a link to this Path to Building down below as well. So for my gear, it's mainly just rares with resist and life. I went with like the biggest dick ones though, because why not, right? So like the odds of getting a ring like this, I went with reduced curse effect because I'm trying to figure out ways to stack defense with all the nerfs and stuff. So if I go 25 here, 25 here, and I can't remember how much, I think it's 20 on the one Pantheon, then that should make it pretty good for curses, make them manageable anyway. For boots, you're going to want to get +1 endurance charge, so it's a warlord item. Like, obviously these things would be really expensive. You only, like if you can get 2 resists, movement speed and an endurance charge with some life, it's still probably going to be pretty expensive, but it's going to be pretty good. Now you can use Death's Door too, but I feel that no life on them would kind of not be that good. I'm not sure what I'm doing for Flash yet, because Lion's Roar is pretty nerfed. I'm only using Taste of Hate for the defense part of it, so I'm probably going to swap that out for something else. I'm doing Aquamarine Flask for Freeze, and I was going to do Quicksilver of Adrenaline, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do now, because they nerfed the Adrenaline so much. So I might put another prefix on there that might be a little bit better. And then just a couple jewels. I just put like the biggest damage one that I can think of. Obviously, they're probably only going to get 3 of these mods because these jewels would be quite expensive as well. But you could also do, like, I have increased damage, but you can have like increased damage with maces or something like that. So I don't know how popular melee totems are going to be, and if they're not that popular, then you might as well. This should be pretty cheap, so you might as well pick those up instead. But yeah, that's pretty much my start so far. So let me know what you guys think of the league. If you're going to try out my build, let me know. I will do a full build guide once I get endgame and see if this does well in endgame, which I'm hoping it does. But yeah, who knows. So thanks for watching and have a great day.